Hey everybody, this is Kevin Clunch here, owner at Ken's Sewing Center in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. I've got a great event I want to talk to you about. It's upcoming April the 24th through the 27th. Ken's will be in Paducah, Kentucky, where the National Quilting Museum is located. Maybe you've always wanted to go there. We hope you can make it. But just in case you can't make it, this year we decided to do something a little bit different. We got word at the end of 2023 that at the beginning of this year there were going to be a lot of price increases from a lot of the brands that we carry. So Ken's went ahead and we bought in at last year's prices. And I've got some great specials to talk to you about. We're going to have classrooms full of several machines at this event, and they're all going to be discounted. I'm going to have accessories, software, all kinds of storage, luggage, you name it, we're going to have it there. And we're going to talk to you about some of the great specials that we've got upcoming. If this is something that you're looking for as a purchase, do pick up the phone, drop us an email with your information. We can give you a call and give you more information on it. Now in this portion of the video, because we're going to have 4 booths full of Janome sewing and quilting machines and accessories, plus we're going to have 4 booths of Grace quilting machines and accessories. We're going to talk to you in this portion of the video about the Janome accessories and the Janome machines that we're going to have, and then stay tuned for what's upcoming. We have got 2 classrooms that's going to be full of the Janome 9410 and the Janome Continental M8. Now there's a little bit of differences between both of these. As you can already see, the size of the machine, there is a big difference in what comes with each one, but we're going to have some great show prices. You can go ahead and cash in on those great show prices even before the event starts. Now we will have a few things available for only the folks that's going to be able to make it there. A big majority of everything you see in this video, we can go ahead and give you prices, go ahead and have your order taken care of. Some things we can't ship you due to contractual obligations. Give us a call for more information. We'll have 1 classroom full of the Janome Memory Craft 9410. Now because of the way the pricing is on this machine, I cannot get any more at this particular price. These machines are going to have less than 10 hours of use on them. They're going to have the full factory warranty. They're going to have everything that comes with a standard brand new in the factory seal box machine, but you're going to get a huge discount because Janome's giving us rebates across the board on all the products we're unveiling and showing at this particular quilt show. The 9410 is going to give you all the popular features that most quilters are going to want with the 11-inch throat space that's built in. You have the easy touch panel on the front of the machine. This machine does a 9mm width stitch. There's sensors built in that shows you what plates you have on the machine. You're not going to make a mistake and dial up the wrong stitch on this machine. It has 300 stitches on it, alphabet fonts. It's got everything that you're going to need and plenty of accessories. Now Ken's does carry all the optional accessories that are available for it. Stay tuned in the video. We're going to show you a detailed overview of this particular machine, giving you some close-ups and a brief demonstration of how this machine operates. This video, we want to give you a good overview of the Janome Memory Craft 9410 QC. This is one of the latest models out by Janome. It's going to give you a lot of quilting features, a lot of garment construction features. So let's dive into this machine and give you a good overview of all the features it has. The first thing you're going to notice at the 9410 is the huge color screen. It's a new clear screen, has thousands of colors built into it. There's a lot of precision built into this screen, and what I mean by that is the icons are larger, so I'm going to be able to see what I'm doing a lot better. When I go to change my stitch, it's giving me the true size of the stitch for me. So that's going to reduce any tests I have to do. I can look at that stitch on the screen and get a good idea of how large it is. My width and length buttons are right here in front of me, and as I adjust the width, it goes in tenths of a millimeter in width. So I have more precision, more selections that I can do and change my stitches up to my liking. You'll notice on the screen it automatically changes the size of that stitch for me, so I know what it's going to look like. And there are hundreds of stitches built in on the Memory Craft 9410. On my screen I always have a home button it'll take me back to, but all my stitches are laid out for me really nice and easy by themes. So if I want to do my utility stitches, those are here. I can pull this up and it pulls my entire placard. And on the front of the machine, on the top cover, I have all my stitches built in. You have utility stitches, the different one styles of buttonholes built in, lots of applique stitches with different types, and I can adjust the length and the width on those tacks on my appliques. I'll have different cross stitches. I have heirloom sewing, more quilting stitches built in on this machine. There's several different modes I can go into for quilting. I have a satin stitch mode with all these different types of satin stitches. And I can combine these stitches together in the machine to make a decorative border if I want to. The machine will have sensors built in on it that lets me know what plate I have on it. It will come with a straight stitch needle plate, so I can know that I never have to worry about if I hit a button, the machine will tell me whether I can use that stitch or not on the plate that I have on the machine. There are lots of decorative stitches built in on the 9410, and there are going to be even more down here that we can pull up, and again, if you want to combine those together, you're able to do that. The 9410 will have several different fonts built in. They will go up to 9 millimeters in height. So all my stitch widths can be 9 millimeters. And on my letters for making quilt tags or garment tags, I'm able to do that. This looks really nice on a dress shirt to embroider that out with the machine. The 9410 is very easy to operate, so don't let the size of this machine overwhelm you. The 9410 is very easy to operate, so don't let the size of this machine intimidate you. The way Janome makes their machines, they're laid out very easy for me to get to all the different portions of the machine, and we're going to be here to help you because Ken Sewing Center is going to give you free support for the life you own your machine. We're going to have technicians here and educators here to help you sit in front of a machine if we need to and talk you through things over the phone. If you feel like you're having a problem, we can diagnose those things over the phone as well. But everything has been really thought out on the 9410. My threading is going to be extremely easy. I have a top winding bobbin here. There's cavities built into the machine. I can put presser feet that I normally use, so I don't have to go back and forth between my accessory tray. But I do like the accessory tray, the way it's made. It folds out, so I can look and see what I need to get, put everything back up, and I can keep everything nice and neat and organized. Threading on the machine is a breeze because it does have the channel all the way down to my needle, so I make sure I easily get my thread in the guides I need to, get it into my tension here, and then I go down to the needle, and I have the built-in needle threader on the machine to thread that needle for me. It does have the top drop-in bobbin system on it. I can see my bobbin at any given time, and the machine will let me know when I'm getting low on bobbin thread, but I can thread that bobbin case really easy. It's a channel on it as well, and a little razor to clip the excess for me. On my needle plate, I will have markings here on the needle plate as well as the cover to help me get seam allowances. There is a place built in on the 9410 on the needle plate that comes with the machine that I can get a seam gauge and screw that down. There's also other attachments that are available that you can get for the 9410 to interface with that. From my needle to the inside of the sewing arm is going to be 11 inches, so it's going to be very comfortable me sewing with the machine. On the bed here I do have a ruler for markings to get seam allowances as well, but I can roll my finished product up here, so having more room to work with gives me a more flexibility. I can keep my hands on my fabric as I'm doing what I need to do. There are extra extension tables available that you can get that fits the 9410 and goes right around the sewing arm. On the front of the machine, all my computer controls are right here in front of me at any given time. So as I go back and forth from my stitches, I'll pull up a stitch here. I can have the scissor where I can push this button. It's going to snip that bobbin and top thread for me right there. Nice, handy, convenient. Here I have the pivot feature. This will raise and lower my presser foot, so no more having to go right around. There is a lever here built in. If you'll notice, we have extra high lift on the presser foot on the 9410, so I can get those thicker materials if I'm hemming pants, or if I'm working with a larger quilt, a thicker quilt, I'm able to get that up under the foot, and the machine's going to be able to sew that for me. But I can raise and lower that, so when I get to where I'm, say, the end of a seam, I can hit that button and do a pivot. Now, I will have the needle up, needle down feature. There's times I want the needle to stop in the fabric if I'm turning a corner, if I'm doing applique, but there's times I want it to stay out of the fabric. So I never have to worry about jerking my fabric, maybe bending or breaking a needle or tearing a hole in my fabric. They will have the auto lock feature built in. Auto lock ties a stitch off for me underneath so the stitch is hidden and out of the way. You'll probably never use reverse, which is right here again, because that auto lock will hide that tie off for me. My start stop button is right here in front of me. Now the 9410 does come with a foot control that you're used to using, but you may want to get to the point you don't use the foot control anymore, or that start stop button is going to be right there handy. Now I can override the speed of the machine right here, So if I'm working on a more expensive piece of material, I want to make sure I cut down any mistakes. I can always back the speed of the machine down. But as time goes on, you'll get used to the machine. It will sew up to 1,060 stitches per minute, which is a very comfortable speed. You'll get used to that very quickly. The 9410 does have the removable accessory tray. It's a lot longer arm on this machine, so if I'm hemming a pair of pants, shirt sleeve, anything like that, I can get my stitching further up the pant leg or up the shirt sleeve. There is a button here that I can press that will release my needle plate. I can pull that needle plate out. It does come with the straight stitch needle plate that can pop right on the machine. The machine will have sensors built into it that will let me know exactly which needle plate that I have on it at any given time. So the difference in the 9410 and some of the other models in the Janome line that has the larger throat space, this is an AQFeed system. The machine will come with the AQFeed walking foot, and what this is a more precise walking foot that is on the market. The 9410 will allow me with the AQFeed system, if I'm working with quilting, or maybe you have a piece of material that has a slick finish to it, or it's difficult for the feed dog that's built into the machine to feed it. But I can get different soles for this AQFeed foot. There's a straight stitch, there's a 1/4 inch, there's a ditch, there's a zipper and an open toe, and a straight stitch AQFeed foot available. And we carry everything that's made for the 9410 and can help you find the right accessory to meet your sewing need. But as I'm getting ready to do some stitching here, notice on the machine I will have a 7-point feed dog system built in. It's a lot bigger feed dog on this machine. One, because it does a 9mm width stitch, but two, having more surface area touching my material, especially on lightweight material, it's going to make a world of difference when I'm feeding that material through. It reduces any puckering and also reduces likelihood of fabric going down into my needle plate. Thicker materials, that's going to really help feed the material, but if I ever do need to put the AQFeed foot on, I do have that always easily. I can easily put that on and feed all types of material with the 9410. The 9410 does have a lot larger motor in it than most machines, so I'm going to show you. Here is going to be 8 layers of denim. Now that's roughly the side seam on a pair of denim blue jeans. That's probably the heaviest thing you'll ever be sewing. However, the 9410 can handle up to garment grade leather and other types of material with no problem whatsoever. So as I'm going to raise my pressure foot all the way up and show you I can get that material up under there with no problem whatsoever. I'll put the machine here. I've got it on straight stitch. I'll back my speed down just a little bit, and then I'm going to start sewing through this 8 layers of denim. I'm going to go from that, and then I'm going to go all the way down to a cotton. Now notice the top drop and bobbin system, it lets it crawl down onto material, and then I've got the stretchy material that I'm going to work with, and it's going to feed it through, and you're going to see I haven't adjusted any tensions. There's not going to be any puckering whatsoever, and it's handled extremely heavy to a cotton, to a stretch material with no problem whatsoever. So now I'm going to hit that auto lock feature. It's going to tie the stitch off for me underneath. I'm going to hit my scissor, snips that bobbin and top thread for me, and then I'm going to hit a pressure foot button to raise that pressure foot up. And that's as easy as it's going to be right there. So I went from 8 layers of denim with no problem whatsoever. I went to a cotton, and now I went to a stretch material. There's no puckering, no change, no tensions whatsoever. Ken Sewing Center is your authorized Janome dealer. We carry everything for the Memory Craft 9410. You get our premium service package with any machine you purchase from us. We're going to be here to help you for the life you own the machine. If you have questions on how to use your machine, if you feel like you're having a problem with your machine, I've got people here that'll be glad to help you. We want you to call us. Pick up the phone and give us a call if you have questions about this machine or any other machine in the Janome line, or you can always email us. We'll be glad to help you anytime. Ken's also will have a classroom full of the Janome Continental M8. This is the top of the line in the Janome series. This has got all the bells and whistles on it, but it's not going to be a top of the line price. Remember, we got these at last year's prices. We got some great packages available on this particular machine. It's going to come fully loaded, ready to sew for you. Now, the #1 feature that they added to the Continental series is going to be the Accurate Stitch Regulator. Now, the Accurate Stitch Regulator is something everybody's been asking for. It's going to come with all the stitch regulation accessories. It's going to have the stitch regulator and the optional presser feet with the little case to hold everything for you. What the stitch regulation does for you, I don't have to put this machine on a frame anymore. Now I can plug the stitch regulator in, put the presser foot on that I'm wanting to use, and when I start moving my fabric, the machine automatically senses how fast I'm moving the fabric. It speeds the machine up or it slows it down depending on what I'm doing. Now my stitch is going to be the exact same length apart. Before, we had to do guesswork, you had to do a lot of practicing, and there's no way you could get it 100% accurate, but you will with the accurate stitch regulator. The Janome M8 is going to give us a lot of other features. You can tell the machine is bigger than the 9410. I have 13.7 inches from my needle to the inside of the sewing arm. Solid metal bed. This machine is made for free motion quilting, heavier sewing, garment construction. It's got all the bells and whistles on it with the full color screen. The machine will show me in real size what stitch I'm on and that particular size of the stitch. I have over 400 stitches built in on the M8. It's loaded with all kind of other accessories like a big extension table, all kind of presser feet. The internal housing of this machine is solid metal. Here I've got the exact casting of what is inside this machine. Everything's attached to solid metal casting. The M8 is going to give us the direct drive motor. I have the larger motor built in as well. This machine is going to last you for a lifetime. Again, this is top of the line machine, but not a top of the line price. Stay tuned for our video, a little detailed instruction, just a good brief overview of the M8 to give you a good idea of everything this machine can do for you. In this video, I want to talk to you about the new Janome Continental M8. The M8 is the top of the line quilting and sewing garment construction machine that Janome makes. It's going to give you all the features, plus it's going to give you stitch regulation built in. So let's take a look at this machine. Let me give you all the features and talk about all the accessories that comes with this machine. Just like all Janome machines, the M8 is going to be laid out very easy for me to thread and for me to get to all the controls built in on the machine. Janome does an excellent job in making their machines easy to operate. Just because this machine is jam-packed, you're not going to have to worry about pushing 15 buttons to get to where you want to go. You're going to be able to easily pull up stitches, features, and functions of the machine. On the M8, we're going to have the easy threading. The big thread stand comes with it for using our larger cones of thread. Our threading is going to be extremely easy. Everything's going to be channeled for me all the way down to my needle. I do have the easy needle threader that's built in. On the front of the machine, I have the huge color screen. Now I can adjust the darkness, brightness of the screen to my liking, get it set to my eyes. All the controls on the front of the screen are real easy for me to do. All my tabs here have all the stitches categorized. You'll have 450 built-in stitches on the M8. I can adjust the width and the length here with the knobs, so I have to go and push a lot of buttons on the front of the machine and adjust my stitch width and length. I do have the pivot feature. I can raise and lower my presser foot just by the touch of a button. I do have the built-in scissor that I can push and snip my bobbin and top thread. I have needle up, needle down. I do have the auto lock feature built in. It's going to tie that stitch off for me underneath. I have traditional reverse, and I have the start stop button. You're going to get so many accessories with this particular machine. The M8 will come with the stitch regulator built in, and we will get this package that is included with the M8. It's going to have all our different stitch regulation presser feet built in. We're going to get the ruler foot, the stippling foot, the open toe, and there's my ASR. This is the accurate stitch regulator. That comes standard with the M8. So now when I'm doing free motion or doing ruler foot sewing, the faster that I move my fabric, the machine's going to automatically override the speed of the machine and keep my stitches the same length apart. There's no other Janome machine on the market that has that, comes with it. The M8 is going to be easy for us to operate. Here I can pull up my stitches, and as I adjust my stitch width and the stitch length, the machine shows me on screen in actual size how big that stitch is. Now I don't have to worry about going and doing a lot of test runs because I'm going to know just how big my stitch is. It does a 9mm stitch width, which is the largest you can get on any domestic sewing machine that's on the market. from my needle to the inside of the sewing arm is 13.7 inches, and I have a seamless all metal bed here. It's very slick top. So if I'm doing free motion, one, I've got plenty of room to work with here. Got plenty of room to roll up my finished product. But it's very, very comfortable sewing at this machine, especially when you get doing your free motion, your stippling, and you've got the ASR attached to the machine and engaged. I'm going to have a lot of room to work with. It will come with an extension table. The extension table is really neat because it has a little drawer built in. I can keep all my accessories. It has a slick top as well. I'm going to have extra support out here to the left of my needle where I need it, supporting that garment here. My bed is supporting the garment here, and I'm able to have full control of my fabric at any given time for whatever that I'm doing. Especially if you're doing ruler sewing, having all this extra support makes a huge difference. Dealing with the rulers and your fabric, getting everything all lined up, this is going to make life so much easier for you. The M8 is going to give us the ability on the screen to go in here and I can pull up all the stitches that are on the machine. If I want to do just quilting, I'm at all my quilting stitches. There's all kind of different features built in that Janome has come up with. Many of them have been suggested by customers that they want to install on the machine. If I want to get a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I can push a button and the machine is going to automatically move the needle over to achieve my 1/4 inch seam. Don't have to worry about getting a presser foot out. Now I know I'm on 1/4 inch, no problem whatsoever. The machine does have a built-in USB port on it. It does come with a Stitch Composer program. Now I can create my own stitch. So if you want to have a vintage hand look stitch, you can plot out and make your own stitch, upload it to the machine, and now you can play with all that. You've got your own stitches. So the possibilities are limitless with the M8. There's just so many things you can do with it. We'll talk a little about it and show you on the website a lot of the accessories that comes with it, because this machine is very much loaded out with all those things. The M8 is going to give me my solid metal bed. I do have the metal throat plates. On my throat plates I have different increment markings so I can get seam allowances. It does have the 7-point feed dog system. It is a wider feed dog on this machine because it does a 9mm width stitch. That's critical to have when I'm working with a lighter weight material, because I've got more surface area that's touching my fabric. That's going to help keep the fabric flat while that needle's penetrating the garment. The M8 does come with the AQFeed, the professional plate, professional foot, professional walking foot system is also included with the M8. You're going to get the big cloth guide. It's going to be included with it as well. M8 has the direct drive motor. It's a brushless motor. It is the largest motor made that's put on a domestic machine. These machines are going to be super quiet. They're going to be energy efficient. The needle penetrating power on these machines cannot be matched anywhere. You're going to be able to handle easily heavier garments, heavier quilting, and if you need to do heavier sewing, you can definitely do it with the M8 because of the size of the motor. You have the needle penetrating power, and you've got the feeding power to feed those thicker fabrics through. Here I've got a standard, denim that you'll see with any denim pair of pants. I'm going to do an 8 layers here. This is the side seams, actually thicker than the side seam on a pair of denim blue jeans. I do have the extra high lift under the presser foot so I can get those thicker fabrics underneath the garment. Having all that feed dog grabbing a hold of the fabric, it really reduces the likelihood of me having to put the AQFeed system on it, the walking foot system, but I do have that at my beck and call anytime that I want to do it. It's very easy to attach it. So here I'm going to sew through the 8 layers of denim. I can override the speed of the machine right here, so we'll back it down to about half speed. And I'm going through 8 layers of denim. Now I'm going to crawl from 8 layers of denim down to this cotton material. There's no skipping of stitches. The machine can easily handle that with no problem. I'm still feeding the fabric fine with no problem at all. My tension setting is automatic. I don't have to worry about setting a tension. Now I'm going to go to the stretching material. I've got a couple of layers of it, and we'll speed the machine up. When I get to the end of the seam that I'm working with and I want to tie it off, I can hit my auto lock feature. Auto lock ties that stitch off for me underneath so that back tack is hidden and out of the way. Here I can raise my presser foot up. I'm going to hit the scissor and the machine will raise that needle and the presser foot up for me, so I don't have to worry about doing that either. So I went from extreme heavy to a cotton to a stretch material, and there's no puckering at all. I haven't had to change tensions. The machine, as you've seen, is feeding that material just fine. So I can go back and forth from quilting, sewing, garment construction. I can go into the stitch regulation mode and do my free motion here. I don't have to have it on a quilting frame. All that is done away with having the ASR system. There'll be more information coming on the ASR and more information on the Continental M8. The Ken Sewing Center is your authorized Janome dealer. We carry every Janome model. We can compare the M8 to the M7, the M6. Oh, there's other models on the Janome line that has the bigger throat space. We can help find the right machine at the right price for you. Any machine you purchase from us, you get our premium support package. We're here to help you for the life you own your machine. All you have to do is be sitting in front of it, pick up the phone and give us a call. If you want to come to our Muscle Shoals, Alabama retail store, we have technicians and educators there that can help you, sit down with you, and show you how to use any machine that you purchase from us, and you get that free of charge for the life you own the machine. Do check out our website. We have more information on the M8. Give us a call, drop us an email anytime. We'll be glad to help you. Folks, we hope you can make it to Paducah, Kentucky this year, but if you can't, we'll have a lot more information on our website, other virtual events that's upcoming to show you even more detail what these machines can do. If this is something you're in the market for, now is definitely the time to buy. You can go ahead and lock up that purchase and get the great deal before we sell out, because we cannot get any more of these machines at this price. We are an authorized Janome dealer, and we're a dealer for everything that we carry. We're a full warranty station, so every machine you purchase from us, when we get back to the store, on classroom machines, we go through the machines top to bottom. We go ahead and service the machines. We make sure there's no problems with the machines. We make sure we have everything back with them, so when you get it, you're ready to sew and you save money. Give us a call or drop us an email anytime. We'll be glad to help you.
Okay, on the gray side of our long arm center right now, we've got machines rolling in for the show. We have ordered many different packages, several bundles. We've ordered in big quantities, so we'll be prepared for the Paducah Quilt Show. But what we're going to do is we're going to start today, and we're going to go ahead and start giving you those deals. This is call-in only, so you give us a call. Ask for somebody, one of our long arm specialists. We're going to hook you up with a deal on a new long arm system. These are deals better than I've ever seen before. This year's show is going to be a really great one, and we're getting prepared to give some awesome deals. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your long arm, or you've been thinking about pulling the trigger and getting you a new one, right now's the time. Give us a call before we start getting low on inventory, because these deals are going to be awesome. Today at Ken Sewing Center, we're excited to talk about the little Rebel machine from the Grace Company. They've come out with a machine that's going to be great for piecing, quilting, pretty much all around the optimal quilting machine. You're going to have many options with this machine as far as things you can do. Even if you wanted to sew up, you know, in a pair of pants, you're able to do that. But what sets this machine apart from others is the 13-inch throat space. Plus you have 8 inches of clearance. So you're going to be able to get that king size quilt inside here and still leave you room to be able to quilt, and you know, still have a lot of room to do that. This machine is going to have an optical encoder built into the machine, so it's going to have true stitch regulation. You're going to be able to move your machine freely without having to worry about how fast you're going, so it keeps your stitches even for you. You can also remove this feed cover plate that comes with the machine, and it's going to change to the sewing mode. When it changes to the sewing mode, we're going to be able to do our 1/4 inch, put our 1/4 inch foot on there, do the 1/4 inch seam quilting, ditch quilting, whatever you want to do as far as regular sewing goes. With the machine, it's going to be very easy to operate and to change the different settings of the machine. You are able to change the stitch length here just by pressing a button. You got 5 different settings. So with the little Rebel, we're going to have a feed cover plate, and this is going to change the modes of the machine automatically. So when we lift the plate free, we're able to remove that. It goes from a free motion quilting machine to a sewing and piecing machine. So it's just as simple as removing our plate. The machine is also going to come with all the feet that we're going to need to do our quilting and our piecing and all those things like that already with the machine, so there's nothing you have to buy. It's going to have several features built into it that are going to make quilting easier for you. First of all, we have a thread cutter built into the machine. We have a start stop button for when we're using the free motion, or even if you really don't want to use your pedal, you can use start stop and just control the speed by the buttons here. We have a reverse button built in where it's ergonomical right there, just easy to press. Needle up, down, and of course our tension. With a Q, that's going to stand for quilting. That's going to be our automation. When we put our plate on, the Q is going to light up so we know we're ready to go. It has a handle so it's easy to transport. So if you wanted to take it to class, go to your retreat, it's easy to get around. We also have a precision bobbin winder built in where the tension on the bobbin winder is going to be easily adjusted. We're going to be able to adjust the feel on the bobbin, so it's going to be simple to make it to where we can fill the bobbin just halfway if we only have a project that needs half of, a spool of bobbin. It's going to come with this extension table. It lifts up to give us easy access to our bobbin. So the little Rebel is going to accept the M-style bobbin, so you're going to be able to sew a lot longer without having to worry about winding your bobbin. As far as threading on this machine goes, it's going to be very simple, very straightforward, and very easy to figure out. So all of our threading places that we have to go to are clearly painted on the machine. So it's easy as just following the steps till we get to our needle, thread our needle, and we're ready to go. When we do put our bobbin in, there is a light in the bobbin area to help us see what we're doing, and that's going to make it easier for us to not fumble around and get that bobbin in like it needs to every time. One thing that I really like about this machine is the packaging. When you get this machine, everything's going to be labeled very clearly. Everything's going to be in these neat little boxes with these magnetic closures. Even we have our tool kit, so we've got everything we need that to operate this machine and get the most out of this machine. And it's pretty fun to open. And I opened this up and got it out, and it's pretty cool putting everything together. This machine is going to come with the start stop button. What that's going to allow us to do is put this machine on any grace frame and operate this seamlessly with our stitch regulator. So we're not going to have to buy anything extra. It comes with everything you need just to put it right on that frame and get to work. Here at Ken's Sewing Center, if you buy from us, we're going to offer you service after the sale. We're going to be here to help you if you have any questions about operating the machine, if you need any assistance with adjusting anything. There's always somebody here during our business hours that's here to help you. We've got 4 full-time service technicians, and we spend a lot of time on the phone helping people, and we want you to get the most out of this machine. We want you to enjoy it, and we just want to be here for you. We've been here for since 1971, and service is the heart of our business.
We hope you can make it to Paducah, Kentucky this year, but just in case you can't, that's okay. We're going to be able to help you find what you're looking for and get you those great show prices.